I'm stranded in Spain. Send help. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm a YouTuber, it's got to be done, hasn't it? God, what a nightmare I've had these last few days, and I am actually stranded in Benidorm, but at least the sun's shining. It's a bit nippy though, so I've put my cardi on. My cardi. How old are you? And I'm walking along the front, just come for a mooch around. I'll tell you what's happened. And have you seen that thing? There's some warnings just come up on my phone about some inclement weather on the coast. So I don't know what that is. I'll have a look at that in more detail. Anyway, you're all right. I've not posted on here for a while, so I just thought, as I'm stranded in Benidorm, it's the perfect opportunity for me to post a little update on the channel. So, as you no doubt know, we've had a bit of a nightmare in Spain yesterday with a complete blackout, and it was particularly difficult because I've been here for a few days. Let me start from the beginning. Right, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I decided to catch a bus to Benidorm, to catch a bus from Sheffield to Benidorm, and it took 44 hours and it was 1,400 miles. God, it's a bit busy here. And that was terrible. It was an absolute nightmare. So that's where it began. But that was my own fault, and I'll have got a good video out of it in the end. That'll be coming up main channel soon. Then I had a day or so in Benidorm, and then yesterday I thought I'll do a vlog from Altea. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll realise, you'll know all about this because I've been posting updates on there. So I went into Altea and I caught the tram. Now, I've always got cash on me for backup, but I was sat in a bar and everything and spending this cash. I only got 30 euros. I'll tell you what, I've learnt a lesson, but I'll get to that in a bit. So I was having a lovely morning in Altea, filming a vlog for the main channel. That one's coming soon as well. And I went up into the square, which is absolutely beautiful. And I thought, I'll have a nice lunch, I'll have a salad. So I sat down and the waitress come out to me. I ordered my food and then she come back to me and she says, I'm sorry, but the power's gone off. We can't do any food. So I thought, oh dear. So I thought that just meant that restaurant. So I says, well, I'll have a drink and then I'll go and find somewhere else. I hope this footage is okay, by the way, because I've had to put my settings down to 1080p because I'm running out of space on this SD card, and I could buy another one, but I'm being a bit tight. So what was I going to say? Yeah, I thought I'll have a beer and then find somewhere else. Anyway, 10-15 minutes later, she comes back to me. She says, it's all Altea, there's no power, there's a power cutting in the whole of Altea. So I thought, oh, brilliant. Then it emerged, it was the whole of Spain. I'd got no signal on my phone. Well, it kept coming and going. I'd have a brief bit of signal and then it'd go again. So there was obviously something going off, and it was all a little bit concerning because people didn't know what was happening. So from what I did find, well, I found out through different sources round about where I was sat that people were saying it's all of Europe. It's global, somebody said. And it was like a little bit, whoa, this is a bit scary, what's going on? And then there was all the rumours that it was the Russians or something like that. So what do you do as a Brit? You just think, oh, we'll sit it out, it'll be all right, they'll sort it out, it'll be back on shortly. So I just sat there and had a few more beers. Anyway, I ran out of cash. Well, I got €5 left. And I thought, right, it's not coming back on, this power. So I'd got a tram ticket, I'd gone into Altea via the tram. So I thought, I'll go and get my tram, I'll get back to Benidorm. That weren't going to happen. Trams had all stopped, trains, trams, everything. So I thought, oh God, how am I going to get back to Benidorm? And I was chatting to some other Brits at the train station, and some of them were quite elderly and that. So I was thinking, well, worst case, I could always walk it. but it was quite hot, and it's about 7 or 8 kilometres, and it's not a good route for walking. I think it's along a dual carriageway, but I thought, well, I've got that option, haven't I? And then I had the genius idea to seeing if we could all pool us bit of money and sort of charter a little boat just to go around the bay. I was going around all the bars and everything, seeing if anybody would accept card, because I'd only got €5 and I was getting really hungry. And nobody'd accept card, but this lovely lady, bless her, this Spanish lady, she offered to make me a sandwich. And I said, no, don't worry about it, thinking everything's going to be okay. And it weren't okay. So what happened is none of us could get on the trains or the tram. Then we found out that there was a tram replacement bus service. So everyone sort of descended down to the bus stop, where normally, if you're in Altea, if you've been before, you know there's a bus like every 10 minutes or something daft like that. But every bus that came was absolutely rammed. They wouldn't let anybody on the buses. So they put more buses on. Eventually a bus came with a few gaps, with a few spaces, and then you see the sort of bit of a, what shall I say, I won't say the dark side, but people sort of panicking a little bit, and it's every man for himself. There's no queuing, everyone's trying to pile onto this bus. And I'm glad I was sort of on my own in a way, because if you were there with kids or something, or like an elderly person, it could have been quite traumatic. But anyway, I eventually got on a bus and I got back to Benidorm. But there's more. That lady looked lovely, didn't she? I bet she was warm in that though. Anyway, so where are we? I finally gets back to Benidorm, and Benidorm was in complete blackout. Nowhere was open. I took loads of photographs. I'll put them in an upcoming vlog because I can't really put them on this one. I'll show you why in a bit. But yeah, tapas alley and everything. These places that are completely rammed normally, they were deserted, and it was so dark everywhere. But I couldn't get any food because you couldn't pay with card. So it was a complete nightmare. I went back to the hotel. I said, do you know when it's coming back on? Nobody knew. And then, as I said, I kept having signals on my phone. So Helen, bless her, she says, oh, I'm worried about you. There's been a thing, and it was on Twitter or something daft, saying it could take up to a week. And I'm like, what? Well, I'll need to sort something out. They're going to have to do something because I need to get some food. So the lesson I've learned from that is, even though I always have cash, I've just been to the cash point now and taken €100 out. Or I'm always going to have like around about £100 or €100, depending where I am. But the thing is, I'm not going to touch it. That's going to be emergency money. And it makes you realise how important cash is. So, anyway, I'm mooching around last night like a lost soul, getting hungry, thinking, right, I need to go to like a little supermarket thing, because they were like the little corner shops were open, even though they'd got like candles and stuff. It was quite interesting, really. And I went to this corner shop. I'd got €5. I bought a Twix and a bag of Doritos and a can of pop, I think. Oh no, I'd already got a can of pop in my room, so that was going to be my tea. Hey, look at this here. So, as I'm walking back to my hotel with my bag of Doritos and my Twix, feeling sorry for myself, I'm walking around back streets and everything, and then I see this oasis of light, just this one shop, like a kebab shop, a takeaway, looked really dodgy, really rough, and it was lit up like Blackpool illuminations. I thought, that's really weird. They must have had some sort of generator or something, I don't know, but there was power in this one shop. And it was heaving, it was absolutely heaving. But I went in, I said, do you accept card? He says, see. And I was like, oh. But the food options, you know I'm trying to be a bit healthy. The food option were a kebab, chips and beer. So it had to be done, didn't it? So yeah, I was very grateful to have kebab, chips and beer for my supper. But yeah, let that be a warning. Always have cash with you. Anyway, the next dilemma is the fact that I should have been flying back to England today. What I do, I always book my flights, because I like to wing it a little bit, so I book them when, you know, as and when, because if you keep your eye on prices and stuff, they tend to come down. Sometimes they'll come down closer it gets to time. Anyway, because I couldn't get internet, I couldn't book my flight. So I wanted to fly home today to get my main vlog out on my main channel. But here I am, I've not got no flight. I should have said I've got no flight. I'm stranded in Benidorm. I mean, the power's come back on, by the way. It come back on in the middle of the night. But there you go. Am I going to get home? I'm sure. I've had a quick look, but the internet seems to be a bit slow. That might just be my signal on my phone though. So I'm going to try and book a flight and come home tomorrow. I've been into I went to the hotel reception because of course I was due to check out, and I've extended another night in that hotel. But here I am, billing no mates in Benidorm. So what shall I do? I'm just going to be sitting in bars and stuff like that. I'll upload this to this channel, what you're watching it on, and I might go out and do a little Scotsman in Tenerife type vlog. I might have a mooch round and call it Benidorm the day after the blackout, something like that, and get a bit of B-roll. We'll go around Old Town and stuff. So yeah, that's what's happened. Bit of an adventure, isn't it? Hopefully I can get a flight back and I'll be able to get the main video, which is going to be epic. That's going to be a bus journey from Sheffield to Benidorm, because I like watching, you know, like Steve Marsh and Planes, Trains and Everything, and those journeys, what they do, and I thought I'll have a go and I'll go to Benidorm. So that's what I've done. So that should be up. Well, it depends. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Is it when? It's Tuesday now, isn't it? It's Tuesday, yeah. So if I can get a flight back tomorrow, which I'm sure I will, I should be able to get it edited and get it uploaded for Thursday. Whenever I used to do trips, I always used to bring my laptop with me. But then I learned to edit on my phone. So this one I'm going to edit on my phone. But my other one, because it's going to be quite a good video, I think, I want to do that on my laptop, do it properly. So hopefully that'll be up on Thursday. So there you go. I hope you're all well. I've not posted on it. I did my 30 videos in 30 days, and that, do you know what? It was too much. Don't ever do it like that. It's pointless. You're stressing, thinking of stuff to do. So I'm just going to post as and when, and I've still not decided on what niche I'm going to do on this channel. But you know, there you go. I'm careful that I don't want to lose focus on the main channel, because that is my priority. That's my business at the end of the day. This is all going to be supplementary stuff. So there you go. I'll tell you a little story before I go, because I've just thought of it. I've just reminded myself of it, about being stranded somewhere. And I am dramatising this. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, is it, this? Oh, I'm having to go home a day later. What a nightmare. But my first wife, she was an air hostess for British Airways, and that was in the 90s. Let me go up here. It was in the 90s, and I think it was 90s, yeah, it will have been. And I don't know if you remember, there was a period when there was quite a lot of industrial action with the British Airways staff. They all went on strike. Anyway, she did long-haul flights, and she'd go to all these exotic places like Las Vegas and Japan and Australia. She did the proper long-haul stuff. And this one particular time, she was in Mauritius, or was it the Maldives? It was one of them places, like paradise anyway, or Seychelles, or it might be Seychelles. So they'd fly there, and because it was long haul, they'd have a couple of days there, all expenses paid. They were getting the full salary while they'd be in these places, and they'd always stay in like the Hilton and stuff like that. It was like the best job in the world back then. So she was wherever she was, this paradise place, and it was in the Indian Ocean, I think, I remember. Anyway, so the industrial action really kicked in, and she ended up being stranded for 2 weeks on this paradise island on full pay with a free hotel. And because they were sort of stranded in the inconvenience, they got bonuses on top of that for 2 weeks. So she earned quite a good wage for a 2 weeks holiday in the Seychelles or whatever. And I weren't right impressed with that. because I was stuck at home in Barnsley. So I just thought, well, it's a fun story, so I'll contact local newspaper and send it. You know when you do them photos, like, oh, here's me looking sad, and I give them a photo of me then wife in a full uniform looking all happy. And it's a fun story, isn't it? I'm stuck here in Barnsley while she's stranded in wherever, the Seychelles. And yeah, she weren't right impressed with that I'd done that, because it had gone in local paper. It might have been Sheffield Star or something like that. It had gone in there, and then next thing we know, I've got Daily Mail knocking on my door asking me to do a story. And she'd already kicked off to me about me doing that thing in local paper. So I said, no, I'm not doing any interviews. I think potentially it could have got her in, because there were like unions involved and stuff like that, and she worried that it could get her in a lot of trouble. So I just didn't think, I just thought it were a funny story. So there you go. Where have you ever been stranded? Have you ever had a situation like this? As I said, it's not the worst thing, is it? Depending. I mean, I'm missing my daughter, because I should have been seeing my daughter tonight, but fortunately I've been able to swap that and said I'll see you later on. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on like I always do. I think I'll do another video for tomorrow because I've got nothing going on. I'll do a bit of a mooch around for you to have a look. We'll see what's going down in the other end where all the Brits are. I'm going to find a bar now, just get this quickly edited and get it uploaded. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. And make sure you subscribe to my main channel, because there's some great videos coming up on there. Of course, that's By the Curb. I'll put link in description. All right, everyone. Hope you're all right. I'll see you later.